So only 10 metric tons of thallium is produced worldwide, and almost all of it comes from the byproducts of smelting copper, zinc, and lead ore. Thallium is either extracted from the dust from the smelter flues or from residues such as slags that are collected at the end of the smelting process, because thallium oxidizes a heck of a lot easier than most of the other metals. And I've always wondered if because one way you could tell how old your bismuth is, presumably, right? If you're a future dinosaur and you wanted to know how long ago man made such a bismuth crystal, you could maybe check how much thallium it now has, right? But I wonder if that would measure the date that the bismuth was mined, or the date when I cast this thing. Because when I melted it down, I would imagine the thallium would have oxidized at a much higher rate than the bismuth, right? Plus the other decay products, right? Thallium then decays to gold, which probably wouldn't even melt in the melting pot. And then there's mercury, which would volatilize away, right? And in the other direction, you got polonium and then lead. The only thing that might stay within the bismuth would be the lead, because they have very similar properties. Polonium would probably volatilize away, because if you'll recall, when this Russian spy was assassinated, they did serious damage to the hotel that they were staying in as a result of that. And anyway, so that's thallium right there. And right now we only mine 10 tons a year, and that could not increase very rapidly. And there's potential for it to be used in high temperature superconductors. The only thing that it might not be used for is in nuclear reactors. Because when I first heard about thallium, my first thought, being the scientist that I am, is that maybe I could add a small amount to my bismuth to trick future historians into thinking I had something that was a little bit older than it really was, right? But then I realized thallium has 2 different isotopes, so that's not going to work, because you're going to have the thallium, 207 on top of the 205, so they'll know it was a scam, right? Unless you could purify the 205 out of it, and then add just the right amount to the bismuth to say, oh, this was George Washington's statue, right?